We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. What was going to happen today? They were going to lower rates to keep their job. Somebody would dissent. Powell would declare victory on the economy and inflation and be like, I'm going home for the year. Have fun with this. Probably buying on Coinbase on the way home. Meanwhile, back at the algorithm ranch, algorithms sell everything because whatever it wasn't bullish enough. It's never bullish enough, at least versus the headlines. I mean, what was Powell going to say? Well, guys, we're going to lower rates to zero after we buy all your bags, right? Or no. Wait. This is the crypto fantasy. We're going to lower rates to zero. Then we're going to buy your bags after that. And everybody will be rich and we'll buy the top. That's what everyone wanted. Okay. So what was actually going to happen? The Fed was going to push back on Bitcoin. Well, we can't own Bitcoin. Well, Jerome, we know that. You're going to buy the Bitcoin ETF, right? Because the plunge protection team's got $3 trillion worth of S&P futures that they've been buying since 2008 to prop up the market. You can buy $250 billion worth of Bitcoin ETFs. Why do you think BlackRock made it? So you can buy it. Okay. So everyone gets hysterical. And as I always say, the first move is always wrong, right? In other words, algos are like, well, we wanted rates to zero and we wanted the Bitcoin strategic reserve. And he said, not that. So sell. So equities go down. Equities need to go down. Everyone sells crypto. All the levered margin babies who are 50x levered everything, which I keep telling you not to do, they get flushed out. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, back at the Coinbase ranch, he's just standing down there. Oh, Sushi Swap down 10%. Oh, thank you. Right. Thank you. Stellar XRP. Oh my God. I got a 13 chart. I got a DeMark 13 bottom on an XRP chart. I guess I just gave it away. XRP fans cannot miss this chart because when I looked at it, I was like, oh my God. Jerome Powell just wrecked everybody and made Christmas. Like is literally like Santa Claus. He gave you a 10% coupon off crypto. They may sell this all day today, and then they may heave it again overnight. Maybe. I can't believe the crypto hedge funds. If I was a crypto hedge fund, the second this thing closed, like they're like, oh my God, we've been sleeping in the office trying to get this back. They just liquidated everybody at like 7:01 Eastern. I would be like, just market buy everything. Market buy everything. But who knows? They may hit it tomorrow. Honestly, I kind of doubt it. Because once the algorithms turn off and go home for the day, the humans are going to come right back in and just buy everything. This includes DeFi. Now, if you want to know what to get involved in, naturally, you should head on over to the YouTube member area where we have like Coinbase picks, base picks, a new Coinbase portfolio that Jerome just marked down 10% today. No better time to scan the QR code. Link is down below. Okay. All the member videos. It's like, everyone says, I don't know what to do. I just got here. And let me just tell you right now that I got it all set up for you, or I had it set up in the member area. I lost the screen, but if you click on member videos, you will get everything you need to do. Now, there's also the middle tier offering, Patreon, where we have the 6th Street Crypto Podcast, where I will be making fun of, Jerome Powell relentlessly this evening and for the rest of the week, as I remind people and as the community reminds you to just relentlessly get involved. Lux Algo is the chart program that makes the world go round. You can get the chart program on that QR code. And then on the next QR code, you can get my personal Elliott Wave indicators for 40% off with the coupon NOBLE, NOBLE. And this is the member area where we have altcoin bargains, Coinbase bargains, a new Coinbase portfolio, meme coins to jump into when they're smacking everything, except Fartcoin. We'll talk about that. So if you need to know what to do, right? Sushi Swap down 10%. Let's go. Let's go. And of course, we're going to cover all the news that's fit to print, which has become a stand-up comedy routine. Literally, it's either humor, dark humor, or both. Again, Jerome Powell going home for the holiday, buying on Coinbase in his car on the way home. Bull Runner, welcome. Bull Runner demonstrating all the incredible emojis that you can get for $4.99 that get you a priority on shout outs and comments on the stream. We are 3 members away from being able to add another emoji. You know what the Eagle King wants for Christmas? Another emoji in our list. We need 3 people. Willimeter, today's Tech Bites. Art, what's happening from Amsterdam Airport? World record holder in terms of the greatest place to ever watch a stream. Scottsdale, Arizona is in the house. Welcome. Be careful in Scottsdale, Arizona of Uber driver. Rumor of a big, like some Uber driver going, yeah, you know, can I borrow your phone? My phone's not working. The guy just wiped out someone's Coinbase account. Security. Joe Mike, what's up? Bobby, Brandon, Gian, Quantum Guru, Diogo with the banana emoji. You want to know when you think banana? When it's down. Randall, DJen, hi, hello. Oh my God, Randall demonstrating the green button. You know, the green button is changing the world. Changing the world. We got new government in Germany. Elon is about to underwrite a new government in England. The French are clinging to it, but they're done, and so is Trudeau. Time to go out and buy your Canadian dollars back. Everyone's been short that for I don't know how long. Dollars up today versus the Canadian dollar, man. I don't know. Gotta get yourself some Canadian dollar. Oh my God, Richard Barry gets an emoji. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Appreciate that. Gian, Cat D, Rafe Song Records, Brick Dreams, and OG, welcome. JB, Patriot Caveman in the house, Indie Rock Crypto, Driftless, Bart, right? Let's go. Big Rich, the Sergeant Major of Patreon. Let's go. Forget about it. Caroline is here. Quantum, T-Bone. Hello, what I missed? Sir, you're never too late. You're never too early. You're right on time. Glad Tidings Church in Detroit. Welcome. News. I think there's enough. I think we have enough news. Tomorrow is actually the most important FOMC meeting in your entire life because Jerome Powell was going to do a 25 basis point rate cut so that Elon Musk wasn't waiting for him when he left with a cardboard box and his belongings saying, "You're fired." Notice that the orange man has got himself like a, I don't know, man. Has he got himself like a Goodfellas haircut? You know what I'm saying? A little Italian, what's the matter with you kind of look there? Yeah, Don't fade these guys. So Powell does 25 basis points, declares victory, and leaves. You don't believe me? Look at this. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says we have avoided a recession unless you need to go out and buy eggs, which is the only form of protein you can afford. Other than that, everything's fine. And expect another very good year. Yeah, except if you work in the government. Okay. But, all right, that's fine. Declare victory and leave. Let me please get out of Dodge. I mean, if that isn't exactly what I said he was going to do, and of course, the algorithms hit the market on all this. And I love this. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. We're not allowed to buy Bitcoin up. You know what? Yeah, we can't do it. Sorry. What was he going to say? Oh, I'm pleased to announce that we're going to buy Bitcoin because we have been screwing up since 1998 or possibly earlier than that if you listen to Ron Paul. We have screwed up everything. Fiat currency is toilet paper. I can't wait to buy Bitcoin next year. What was he going to say? Plus, they can do the ETF all day long. The plunge protection team. I mean, when they finally pop the hood on that thing, they're going to have trillions worth of the S&P. Like if you hit the Swiss National Bank, they don't make any bones about it. Neither does the Bank of Japan. They're just like, yeah, okay. Yeah, we're a hedge fund. We own all this. We just don't admit it. Trust me, BlackRock has the Bitcoin ETF because the Fed is going to buy it. Or this guy is going to buy it, or someone's going to buy it. They're going to buy it. Okay, so CNBC, the Fed chair, as algorithms read this headline and sell everything. Algorithm, read the headline. It's all disappointing. I'm not cutting rates to zero. I'm not buying Bitcoin from my personal account. Therefore, sell everything. It's a gift. We always sell on these events. We sell when we're afraid. We sell when they talk. And then 3 days later, we go, why were we selling? $310 million liquidated. Imagine these people keep getting liquidated. Are they going to have any capital left when this goes absolutely up only? Absolutely up only. Look at this. 1.5 trillion was wiped out from the U.S. stock market. Okay. I believe that. That's fine. I mean, all these big stocks are only down 2%. People are acting like it's the end of the world. They need to rotate. They're so used to sugar from Powell. They're like, oh, it's like Christmas. Can I have one more cookie? What's just one more, Uncle Jerome? One more cookie. These guys have to get real. Bidenflation is still exploding. Okay, I go to the grocery store. I like chicharrones. It's Texas. The normal brand I buy shrinks the package to such a degree that I get a large package, and the contents are like the contents of a package that would come out of a vending machine. And it's $4. So I'm like, okay, well, this is ridiculous. You know, they're going to have to take me out to dinner first if they're going to treat me like this. So I go to another brand. I go to a Texas store brand where they're like, oh my God, 2 for $1. Please buy these things. We love them. You know, we want you to love them. They're on sale. I keep buying them. And then I bought them the other day and I opened the bag and the whole top of the bag is gone. It's a clear package. I'm like, they shrank the package on me again. Like I went from the $4 brand to the $2 brand and they shrank it on me again. Now, why did they do that? Well, I don't know. Maybe because they wanted to make me upset. I don't know. Right? Or food companies are just sticking it to you. Gotta get one more jab in before the orange man comes in and calls everybody on the phone with the new Goodfellas haircut and goes, you know what, guys? I want 30% more for 25% less. You have 3 days. It's not going to happen, right? After what happened with Trudeau. Like he tells you he tells you what he's going to do. Then he does it to Trudeau, regime change with a tweet. Then he gets a Goodfellas haircut. And this is the corporate response to the people. And we'll go through the sovereign response in a minute. But we're not going to buy any Bitcoin. Now, can't do any of that because the currency's working for everybody. I mean, this lady in the pink, God, she is so delighted that eggs are up another 50 cents. She just, it just makes your grocery store experience so much better. Kiss the 2% inflation target goodbye forever. Now the question is, does the Fed admit the 4% inflation target is a new baseline? Probably, until Elon comes down. You got to remember something. Like, it's amazing how we can have all this talk about economics, all this talk about budgets, which we're going to go over, all this talk about interest rates, all this talk about economic growth. And everyone is forgetting that Elon is like, hanging around with the orange man all the time. Football games, weekends, Mar-a-Lago. Like, I mean, do you realize what Elon did to his own crew at Tesla? Oh, electric car price war. Oh my God. We got to fire everybody. Oh, we forgot to give them severance. Oh, I'm sorry. That was an email oversight. We'll send them severance pay. Then the stock goes up 40%. These guys are ruthless. That's his own people. We're talking about a bunch of bureaucrats in polyester suits. You think he's going to care about that? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. The dude is ruthless. And again, the orange man just got a Goodfellas haircut. So, this you should pin up on your wall, because the first thing you happen when you massively cut government spending is some form of correction in economic growth. It may affect the private sector. It may not, but it's definitely going to be affecting like Virginia real estate or Washington, D.C. real estate or banks in that area, because these people are going away. And it's amazing. Not one word about it, as if like they're kidding. Everyone's kidding. We're not doing it. Algorithms don't think we're doing it. Oh, that's just so beautiful, don't you think? Computers are stupid. They're reading the headlines. And all I've been doing for the last 2 weeks is doing a stand-up routine where we read between the headlines. So the Fed cut the benchmark rate by 25 basis points. But, a Cleveland Fed governor said no cut. This is the first dissent by a regional bank president since 2022. Okay. That compares with I don't know what, and that suggests 50 basis points of easing compared to blah, 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 whatever the bond market is focused on. The Fed is probably not doing any more cuts, because they don't know how policy is going to shake out. And that's fine, because they're all not going to work there anymore. They're all done, right? Powell can stay, but Powell's whole team, everybody is going to be gone underneath them. Who cares what they do? They cut rates. They admitted that everything that they've ever done is BS. And then the market's going to take care of the rest of it. Because the real problem is that the fact that we owe $36 trillion. The next rate cut that these guys do will be an intervention to try to stop indiscriminate problems resulting from like chronic debt. Like all the stuff that Dalio talks about. Yeah, that's all happening. But, this guy wants to keep rates high because eggs are going up, when that has nothing to do with rates, and it never has. Supposedly it had to do with, robust demand. Oh my God. Every job is a part-time job. Every job is a part-time job. But, things must be rocking in Cleveland. Meanwhile, mortgage demand drops for the first time in 5 weeks after rates rise. Yeah, that's right. They've been selling bonds indiscriminately for weeks because they don't know what fiscal policy is going to be. They're changing taxes. Just because the orange man is popular, public service announcement. Normally, when governments get involved in the economy, they screw up. Normally. Now, cutting government spending, good. Strategic Bitcoin reserve, wonderful. Okay. Everything else, we don't know. And these guys borrowed $36 trillion. They owe $1 trillion a year in interest. Eventually that was going to be a bond market unfriendly. Stan Druckenmiller has that bet on. He's short U.S. Treasuries. Stan Druckenmiller has never had a down year, and he's older than me. Never had a down year, ever. It's like some kind of savant. The orange man wants to flood the economy with money. He wants to do a Chinese-style socialist experiment. I know, believe it or not, where he essentially encourages banks to lend by backing the loans so that you can get growth, because the only way out of a debt problem is to grow your way out of it. Okay, that said, this is an inflationary policy, which is probably why the guy in Cleveland, jokes aside, didn't want to cut rates. Okay, that, and he's probably looking at Fartcoin like everyone in Legacy, which is why Fartcoin is going up. We'll go over that later. But everyone's looking at Fartcoin and going, wow, should we really be cutting rates? Now, this guy is reminding you that the only way you can flood the economy with money is if you can completely wipe out government spending and stop bailouts. So again, that's true. And again, I ask you, Robert Kennedy, Elon Musk, Vivek, the orange man with the Goodfellas haircut. Are these guys kidding? Are they kidding? I don't think so. Meanwhile, back at the foreign exchange ranch, the Chinese, who don't own enough Bitcoin, but they're indiscriminately buying gold, because the communists, for all their faults, are recognizing that we're in the middle of a fiat devaluation. That includes them. That includes them and the Russians, for that matter. That includes them, right? So they got to protect their currency, and they're doing the tried and true, sane, sane process of buying as much hard assets as they can get their hands on. And they've been doing this for years, and I don't blame them. Right. And we're, I don't know, we got the vapors going on over here to such a degree that we want to liquidate all our precious metals. And I don't agree with that at all. We should be buying more of all of it. Silver, gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. Like, we should be doing alternative currency QE. They're doing QE to buy treasuries and mortgage-backed security sludge and equities. I mean, eventually they're going to get a 30-year-old person over at the Fed or the Treasury and go, why are we doing that? I mean, seriously, why are we doing that? It's a fiat revaluation. The best day to remember that is when everything's down 10%. Congress gives itself a raise. What's Congress? What's the number here? Congress going from 175 to 2 something. Must be all that really expensive real estate and rents and mortgages in that area. Yeah, okay. You guys want people to be angry and upset. So it's like, let's pass this so everybody can be angry and upset. They've been doing it for years. They go to pass this. They give themselves a raise up to $200K, and they just go check back with what their real estate's going to be worth in a year. It's going to be worth a lot less. Now, maybe they're giving themselves a raise because they need to go buy crypto as a hedge. Okay. But, all they're doing is making everybody upset. That's just it. They're making everybody upset. You have Skynet piloting drones over New Jersey malls. Like, what's that about? It's not aliens. It's not the communists. There's no pilots in the planes. They're flying at night. It doesn't make any sense. It's got to be a computer. It's got to be a test of a computer like Skynet. Because if we don't know what it is and it's not an alien, what is it? If it's not a person, if it's not a people, it's a machine. So it's designed to make you upset, or Skynet got loose, whatever. Just make you upset. Congress gets a $200,000 raise, and you got to borrow money from somebody in line to buy eggs because you didn't bring enough money. Rand Paul says he'll delay passage of the massive spending bill in Congress. Fight the power. I wanted to read the full 1,500-page bill. How about we just vote no? Keeping the government open until March will cost $380 billion by itself, and they're renewing the farm bill for an extra $130 billion. Disaster relief, $100 billion. Bridge repair, $8 billion. It's just endless, right? Like, some guy put it into Grok, I think. Vaccine mandates. Oops. Probably shouldn't say that, whoops, emergency powers, gain of function research, right? Oh, there's the pay increase for Congress. Again, we're selling Bitcoin. So let's get this straight. Powell declares victory and leaves after blowing up monetary policy on fake numbers. Congress puts a spending bill together, and I ask you again, do sovereigns have your interests at heart? I mean, they got this on full display, people. You can cut all this out. You know what I'm saying? Like, crypto hedge funds are drooling. Machines are selling. Machines fly drones, scare everybody. Machines read these headlines and sell everything. And humans go, wow, this is just great. This is terrific. We're just going to buy it all because these people don't care about us. So we have to take care of ourselves. How do you take care of yourself? Members, please show everybody the green button emoji massively. Speaker Mike Johnson. Elon said, I don't like the spending bill. I told them I don't either, but we have to get this done. Basically they're saying the whole system is designed to hose you. So we either get rid of Congress. That's too complicated for a crypto stream. or we just hit the green button until they get it, because this is what's happened in Europe. And obviously, we have to do more. Like, we don't need Bitcoin at 100. We need it at 200. And we definitely need XRP over $5. And I have no idea why they're selling Solana and Ethereum. Matter of fact, we're having a big debate. Which is better? Is it Solana or it is Ethereum? Which is better? Dude, they're currencies. They're money. There is no bad money in the digital asset space. There isn't. Some coins make it. Some coins get demand. Some coins don't. But there is no bad digital money. There are bad projects. But if it's proved itself as money, it's worth a look. Because again, this is your alternative. This is your alternative right here. We're not doing it. Not doing it. Okay, some guy put this through Grok, 1,500 pages. I don't know. Grok's got the farm bill. Grok's got regulatory updates. The funding for music tourism. Music tourism. Planning grants for home and community. High administration overheads in grants. Strategic stockpile of what? I don't know, man. It never ends. No bill should be passed until I fire everyone. Then you may pass a bill. I have to fire everyone first. That's what that says. You thought he was upset before, and then they turned around and made him more upset. It's like no mercy. Goodfellas haircut. I can't believe everyone's missing that. The guy comes straight out of New Jersey. He came out of Atlantic City. The Goodfellas, they run Atlantic City. And he's got an Atlantic City haircut. He went from the campaign haircut to the Goodfellas haircut, and no one noticed. But of course, he's kidding. Okay, so Elon is on a plane. So we're about to fund a new government in the UK. So, everybody figured out that that they don't want, they fought the Battle of Britain to keep the totalitarian state away. And now they're going to fight the Battle of Britain again. Because regardless of what country you come from, if you have an English driver's license or, you live in England, then you're a citizen of the UK, and you might want life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Just saying. Regardless of who you are, regardless of whether you like your neighbor or you don't. And you know what? Everyone's figured out, wow, Elon comes over here, he writes a check, we get cool on Twitter, and guess what? We get a new government. Look what happened with the Germans. Their economy, had major issues because of the war, and then their government vaporized. Trudeau and friends are next. And the French think they can hang on, and that's laughable, right? You get 150K Bitcoin, this is all going to change. I said it, but I was like, wow, is that really going to happen? It happened with lightning speed. I was like, yeah, Bitcoin's going to 150 next year. Bitcoin's going to 200 next year. No, how about you wake up tomorrow morning and they're after it? They're like, oh my God, it's going to be the last dip in our lifetime. As governments demonstrate worldwide that they do not have our interest at heart. And everybody was depressed, frankly, including me, 2 days ago, that their bags are all messed up. Like, we should be bullish as all get out, buying everything, right? We should be bullish as all get out, buying everything, and we're all down in the mouth. And the news is unbelievably bearish. Now look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. Galaxy Digital Research. Bitcoin miners are powering the AI revolution. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. We don't have enough electricity. Bitcoin miners do something. Okay. So I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but miners can unlock significant value by producing electricity. Goldman Sachs forecast for U.S. data center demand to reach a certain amount. JP Morgan projects hyperscaler AI capex, meaning there isn't enough power and Bitcoin miners can help. But of course, we should get short Bitcoin miners because P-brain hedge funds are like, well, the Bitcoin halving has reduced their revenue, blah, 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 blah. And lo and behold, Bitcoin miners can either stabilize grids or actually produce power, right? They can produce power because they produce heat, right? And these guys, they work for Galaxy. They don't know anything. But hello, crypto equities. Yeah, they haven't done anything compared to crypto. They're massively off their all-time highs, and no one wants to buy them. And of course, today they're all down 10% because, I don't know, algos are selling everything and everyone's going home for the holidays. Meanwhile, this thing is like, I don't know, one catalyst away from up only because they're just washing everybody out. They wash out the margin babies. Everyone gets discouraged. Everybody feels like they're wrong the long stuff. Everybody goes, oh, I'm just going to tax loss sell everything. And then this thing just turns around when you don't expect it. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow, but it just turns around when you don't expect it, and it's just gone. Ethereum tumbles. BlackRock buys 132 million on the lows again. Bitcoin slides. BlackRock buys 700 million. ETH tumbles. BlackRock buys 155 million on the lows again. 13 straight days of inflows into Ethereum because all these legacy guys that don't understand Fartcoin, again, we'll go over that. They cannot stop buying Ethereum. But we hate it because, could Solana dethrone Ethereum? Because, I need to go Jeet, so Solana's better. Okay, Solana is incredible in terms of the amount of volume, the amount of coins, the amount of trading. It's bigger than Las Vegas. I get it, but it's actually money. And the day that everyone looks around and goes, Solana is money, or the day someone gets an airdrop on the Solana phone and it becomes money plus a phone, this is coming. I'm not making this up. This is going to happen. I mean, what? The Chinese are buying gold indiscriminately? Why? Right? I mean, communists know more about currencies than we do. That doesn't make any sense at all. None. And when that becomes common knowledge, like when the general public gets it, the general public should be getting it now as they're going out and buying food for Christmas. The general public does get it because everybody, with a pool table and a moose head in their basement bought an iPad and got on Coinbase and mooned XRP 400%. And they could do it again. Why not? I don't even know what to say anymore. Just the inflow alone could place IBIT in the top 20 ETF launches for the year out of 700 new ETFs. Everybody keeps talking about the fact that there are too many coins being issued on Solana. That may be true, but what about all these ETFs, right? Like, ETFs, mutual funds of ETFs. What are they going to want to own? What are they going to have to own? Everyone's allocated 2%. That's going to 20. There's thought leadership already telling you it's going to 20. And the guys in the suits are like, I don't even know what to say anymore. I can tell you right now what to say. Look out above. Look out. I mean, you do have to say to yourself, one day, the last big dip, or there will be a big dip that will be the last big dip for a period of months, right? In other words, you didn't get a dip on the way up between like December and March last year. That could happen again, right? That could happen again. Under the czar's leadership, okay? The czar's leadership, who is a venture capitalist, the United States will lead in digital assets. So the czar is a venture capitalist. And what do venture capitalists do? They pump stuff. They pump everything. But let's indiscriminately sell it today. Again, it's machines. It's a trick. We sold our house for $300K. We can buy back. We sold the $300K for 100 Bitcoin. Now we can buy the same house back for 4 Bitcoin. That sounds like a currency devaluation to me. Now, you may be depressed because you think you missed it, but these guys hodled through all kinds of stuff. The market goes down 4%, and everybody goes, chicken. Don't be a chicken. No chicken. No chicken. Ethereum price eyes new all-time high, but will 15K be the top? Why is everyone looking for a top? Why are we talking about a top? We're looking for a top. Why are we looking for a top? Okay, Michael Saylor is not looking for a top. The future of money will be determined by physics. This guy has to go on CNBC. He has to have interns making memes. What does this guy have to do before someone listens? A new academic paper shows that Bitcoin is on track to exceed 1 million by 2027. So, just in case you think there's not enough math, they have math. Bitcoin has math on its side. What does fiat have? Jerome Powell? Unemployed economists? Okay. Bitwise predicts Bitcoin will reach 200,000 by this time next year. Again, easy, I think, to say that, right? Nobody has a tough short-term price target. I think it's 140 like January. That's what I think. Like everyone's looking to sell the fact. Everyone's looking for a top. I've got the news articles. BlackRock ETFs buy first muni bonds issued through the blockchain. But let's sell everything. 11 years ago, Bitcoin legend coined the term HODL because he mispronounced the word hold. Happy HODL day. By the way, for anyone trading on the Solana blockchain that is not familiar with HODL, that means buy it on the dip and never sell. Like Michael Saylor. Okay? Now, you have to manage risk, but that's what HODL means. We're not doing enough of that. So the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, and assets under management versus a gold ETF, right? We get it. This can only be created by a change in the value of fiat. It's being changed by the value of Bitcoin and excitement, but it has implications for fiat, and it stands to reason that this gold ETF could catch up. No one is talking about that because nobody thinks this has anything to do with currencies. It has everything to do with currencies. Fartcoin has to do with currencies. Somebody decides Fartcoin is money. I guess it's money. Legacy guys hate it. The more legacy guys hate it, the higher it goes. We'll go over it. Michael Saylor says he is willing to advise on crypto. He's already advising on crypto. And if he isn't, he's so tired of CNBC. People probably wonder with Mike, why is this rich guy so angry? That's because no one's listening to him. No one is listening to it. I mean, the crypto heads are listening, but are they? Are the crypto heads listening? Or is it like, oh, I can't wait to sell? Okay, Pengu gets some attention on the news media. The news media is not entirely, you don't necessarily want to attract attention from the news media, but the Pudgy IPO is coming. They're going to IPO. And people don't get this yet. They just, this happened and everyone's like, oh, excellent. I can sell my NFTs and dump my airdrop and jeet to the next thing. Wrong. Because, they've got the abstract blockchain coming on Igloo and it's not going to stop. Okay. Ethereum's comeback will be the tokenization of real world assets. So Legacy likes Ethereum because they see it as like this undervalued thing that they can write research reports about. So Legacy likes to be like, okay, what's the hidden gem? And I know it's comical that over in Legacy, Ethereum is the hidden undervalued gem versus everything else, which allows them to write research reports about it. So everyone in crypto hates Ethereum and everybody in Legacy loves it. And that's kind of funny. It should be interesting to see what happens when one party is wrong. I suspect the crypto heads are going to wind up being wrong because Ethereum is money. Also, institutions can run things on Ethereum. I don't know if that's going to happen right away, but Ethereum is still money, right? And if gold and silver start to go up, I keep saying this, I know the dollar is not cooperating. I think that's what hurts ETH the most. It's not Solana, it's the dollar. We'll go over that, okay? Bitcoin may hit 200K next year. No, Bitcoin's going to hit 200K way before you think it is. Now, I love this, right? The Orange Man, this guy's pretty smart, so I'm not being a total jerk, but, the Orange Man takes his hand off the Bible and everyone wants to sell. That may happen. However, if that does happen and the market really doesn't go down much, you better look out. You better look out because he's got the good. I mean, this was true. This could have been true until I saw the Goodfellas haircut. Mess around and find out. U.S. won't purchase Bitcoin, but Arthur Hayes isn't worried. There are no politically acceptable solutions available to quickly bring about such change. Okay. So Trump wants to do it. Saylor wants to do it. Kennedy wants to do it. Elon's going to go along. Anybody who wants to keep their job in the Fed or the Treasury is going to have it go on. BlackRock wants it, but it can't happen. Like, I understand what he's saying. It's not automatically done unless he gets the Goodfellas haircut and just signs something and then he says, make it happen. He did regime change in Canada with a tweet. So I understand what this guy is saying from a practical point of view. My comment is, why are we being practical after being suppressed by Gensler for 5 years? Isn't it time to just go full cowboy? New York approves whatever. New York is approving crypto stuff, probably because the good fella told him to. Next, U.S. Senate bank chair calls crypto the next wonder of the world. A man who knows how to keep his job and get promoted. Again, you're being told. How MicroStrategy and others are taking on billions to buy more Bitcoin. Non-fungible tokens are making a comeback per Galaxy Digital. NFTs are back per Galaxy Digital. But Galaxy Digital doesn't know what they're talking about. Custody firm bringing crypto to thousands of banks. But, we have to sell today. That's what we have to do. We have to sell. Real World Asset Network gets $20 million from one of the biggest hedge funds on the planet that is rarely wrong about anything. Bitcoin's meme coin Runes gets a boost with automatic market maker launch on Stacks. This meme coin thing spreads beyond Solana to every single layer one as every single layer one is mooning. That is called Web3. Bitcoin could require 300 days of downtime to prepare for quantum computing. Again, more FUD, more reason. Everyone's got to find a reason to not like it, to sell the fact, to have the cycle end, to get off the train. We've only been on the train for 45 days, and we got to get off the train. How many times do you think I can say this? Let me tell you something. I can say this every single day that I have to until this goes to the moon. I even bought a chicken shirt. I got a chicken shirt. Like the Orange Man got himself a Goodfellas haircut. I can't do that. But I got a chicken shirt. No chicken. No chicken. No chicken. Orange Man error will unlock crypto market with regulatory clarity, or just, just get out of the way. Just, arrest people who are hurting others, enforce the law, protect the people, because after all, that is the primary job of sovereigns, is to protect the people. And get out of the way. Crypto falls to 104. The sky is falling. Bitcoin is not Manhattan real estate, according to Peter Schiff. BTC doesn't generate any income. So let's hate on Bitcoin. Let's get famous for telling Michael Saylor that he doesn't know what he's talking about when his P&L speaks for itself. His P&L speaks for itself. I mean, he held Bitcoin when it was 50% below where he bought it for 6 months. Right? I mean, and he bet his company on that. And what's this guy doing? Tweeting? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and again, Schiff's not wrong. He's wrong about Bitcoin, but he's not wrong about gold because it all goes together. It all goes together, right? And when people realize that, as they may, because the treasury market may get people's attention, you don't know. You don't know, but you're going to wake up one day and be like, wow, we really need this. This is important. Coinbase 2025 outlook. DeFi is set for a revival. Really? Who knew? Who knew? Toby Ward did. That's who knew. Dogecoin down 8%. What is Dogecoin? Dogecoin is money. I don't mention that often. So let's review. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Dogecoin. And of course, Fartcoin, obviously, right? 529 blue chip asset, right? It's the Canadian dollar of cryptocurrency. Digital assets will be at currency counters by the end of next year, if not sooner. You will go to the airport and you will be able to move fiat versus crypto because crypto is money. It's money, right? Token-based mergers and acquisition hurdles face growing hurdles as crypto firms seek survival options. Now, isn't this fascinating? Allegedly, we're in a bull market, but crypto firms are still trying to survive. We're not in a bull market. It's not a bull market yet. It's not the bull market yet. Brian Young said this on his show. He goes, the market's up, but this doesn't feel like 2021. It sure doesn't. It sure doesn't. Crypto firms are like, oh, how can we survive? How can we keep going? Like, just because certain sectors, like the speculative sectors, have mooned, Bitcoin is repricing itself. So what? Like, Bitcoin has gone from like 3,000 to 20,000 back in 2017. Everybody assumes that can't happen anymore. Everybody assumes that like, oh yeah, my expectations are lowered. We sound like a bunch of socialists. Oh, we need to be realistic. What happened to the American cowboy attitude? The president's a good fella. The guy in charge of health is a 70-year-old dude who's not happy with how things have gone. Elon is involved. What? You don't think this is going to happen? They got to grow their way out of $36 trillion in debt, and crypto firms are not surviving. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to just indiscriminately moon everything because they got to be able to do it from the White House. Like, we can't, the president's a powerful guy. The Fed chairman is a powerful guy. Elon is a powerful guy, but they're like, what are we going to do to moon it all? How do we moon this? How do we turn this into an industry? So they're not trying to figure out how to do M&A deals to survive. If anything, we not only need them to survive, we need them to multiply. Sushi Swap down 10% today. I don't know, man. You best check it out. Then a lot of this stuff is headed for like equilibrium or premium. Proto reminds you, don't have lettuce hands. No lettuce, no chicken. Real world asset FI is here. $20 million Series A for crypto and TradFi. Wait a minute. Who's an investor? Oh, Galaxy Digital. What do you know? What do you know? Okay, so, everyone's looking for the top of Fartcoin. It hit $1 billion today. Every single legacy person that I know, like some guy who's into this coin, put a slideshow together of every single legacy guy like me complaining about this. Now, what I said was, if this is worth as much as silver miners, they can leave this where it is, but you got to buy everything that is cheap relative to this. So I don't necessarily want to sell this. I want to buy everything else because this is a leadership coin. All the speculative stuff is leadership. Okay, I know we had a request at the start for Stellar. So here's Stellar, up only, gliding towards a Luxalgo equilibrium zone at 38 cents. So we had a little bit of FOMO. Okay, we do a little bit of a correction. okay, and just let it glide down here towards equilibrium. PNG, cross-chain DeFi, up 7% today. Things that make you go, Look at all this Lux Algo support underneath this thing. Where's this thing going? I don't know. It's going down. Yeah. Cross-chain DeFi. We don't need that. Because Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Dogecoin, we don't need to connect all that. Because we need to go, I don't know what we need to go do, because we need to just ignore like an hour of news a day. Like an hour where it's like you're getting told, and everyone just sells. Okay. Excellent. Great. Like, look at this, like DGen down 10%, Sheeb down 7%, Grass, AI for normies, JTO, liquid staking for Solana. Let's find something. Like, what do we got that's really down? Like Sui down 5% today. Star Atlas Gaming down 12%. Fascinating, as Mr. Spock would say. Filecoin down 10%. Bitcoin Cash. Oh my God, look at this. I forgot, this is the other thing that could be money. I know there's a Mt. Gox issue here, but God, how can you resist this below 500? Especially, if they're going to do this, right? They're going to take it down into this equilibrium zone that's near this like prior high-ish. God. And this is like so close, especially if they like do a final heave at the end of the day. Goodness. Chainlink. Okay, so no one thought Chainlink could go up, and undoubtedly everyone's going to try to tell me this is a Chainlink top. You may see, and this has been happening, you do get dips in the market, right? Like you thought Chainlink was going to go up forever and never stop, and most likely Chainlink may retest 22. That was a high. So Chainlink may just glide down here. You're still getting opportunities. Like Jerome Powell gave everybody a Christmas present today or a holiday present, right? Jerome Powell was Santa because he broke this thing, or he had algorithms break this thing. And now you thought you missed it. Like I thought I missed Bitcoin Cash. I'm looking at Bitcoin Cash when this is over. And Chainlink anywhere's near, Chainlink anywhere's near the March high. Oh, you got to look at it. Because look at this explosion when it went through. They're going to connect everything, right? They're going to connect everything. And we're acting like it's not going to happen. T-Bone, follow the money, right? Quantum Guru. Question from new member Richard Barry. Thoughts on Bitcoin outperforming altcoins into the inauguration? Okay, that's a good question. So Richard Barry is a really good analyst. Okay, so let's go. Let's start with this. So I do have this in PowerPoint, and this is so stupid, it's painful, but it's the dollar index. Okay. So if the dollar index continues to go up only, Bitcoin will outperform altcoins because it's really tough to have speculative assets sustaining themselves when you have a stronger dollar and higher interest rates. So if you're wondering why your bags are not up, this is why your bags are not up. But how absurd can this get? So if this tops, for whatever reason, altcoins will start to outperform. If the dollar does not go down, it's going to be all about Bitcoin, to be honest. Right? The money is just going to continue to flow into Bitcoin. And, the Bitcoin dominance characters will be back. That's just how I would do it. What's better? What's it better to go for on this dip? Bitcoin or Ethereum? Okay, well, that's a good question. So let's answer it. Honestly, I have such a hard time not doing Ethereum. Because Ethereum versus Bitcoin is so overdone that if ETH ever turned, like it would be so dramatic. So let me answer both questions. The way this is set up right now, it's set up for Bitcoin to outperform. That's the way it's set up right now. There's $3 billion on the bid at 100K, as I understand it. Today, it's set up for Bitcoin. However, if ETH ever started outperforming, if everybody woke up and said, you know what, we need to do something about the dollar, silver, gold, ETH would just be gone. All right. So asymmetric upside in my mind is in Ethereum. If you want to be practical, it's Bitcoin. I want to have asymmetric upside. That's what I want to have, which means ETH and XRP. Okay. Quick rebound coming or more pain in the short term. Sir, I think this is like every other dip. They can do 36 hours max. Okay. They can do 36 hours max. And my definition of pain is the bus leaving without everybody. The bus is going to leave without everybody, right? Okay, so what do you feel about the crypto market taking a $300 billion dump? Okay, so hello from Scottsdale. Welcome. I don't know, man. Let's look at it. So total crypto market cap hits resistance and comes off. Okay. And when we look at an 89-minute chart of total crypto market cap, this is what we get. So I guess the big question is, what do you do when you have these moves? You start looking at tactical charts and you try to find entry points. So you have two bullish Lux Algo signals here. You have a bullish Lux Algo signal here, which of course the market has to ignore because I don't know, because computers are trading the Jerome Powell press conference. And on an intraday basis for total crypto market cap, they've pushed it into the discount zone. They've pushed altcoin market cap into the discount zone. And again, this is a tactical chart. So but what do you do? What has it paid you to do all year in the discount zone? Because they just, look at it. They just can't stop selling it. This is all these 50X guys getting blown out. Because the 50X guys, they're the most bullish guys out there because it's going to go straight up forever. Yeah, it is going to go straight up forever after BlackRock gets you out because they can see you. Coinbase can see you. These exchanges, they're like, oh yeah, why don't you do more leverage? You want to get levered? Please get levered. Because we have the guys who are really paying us, they need to buy everything. So please get levered. So we can use computer algorithms to wash you out at the discount zone. At the discount zone. Everybody selling, everybody buying at the premium zone, everybody selling at the discount zone, everyone losing money, everybody trying to cheat, everybody trying to trade when you should be doing Charles Schwab. Ignore the noise. Ignore the noise. Okay. So just as a point of information, oh, come on. Don't give me this. Oh, there's my 13 bottom in XRP. You got about, 12 more hours. That's my answer to the when is it over question. I understand people need to locate trades. I get it. But we need to start looking at these dips. Like look at Sushi Swap, right? So this is a 4-hour chart and look how much support they got down here at 1.6. Now, who knows? Maybe they unload on this for another day or two, right? But they're unloading it into support. You had this huge gap move up after Toby Ward says she liked it. And now they're going to give you another shot at it. They're going to give you another shot at it. I don't know. Let's just see what's on a 90-minute chart. Oh, look, there's a 13 bottom and a selling climax off Powell. The selling climax. It's like irrational algorithms running stops, pushing everybody out. It doesn't get any, I mean, in my opinion, now this could trade terrible for another day. I get it. Does it ever trade good at a bottom? Has it ever in history traded good at a bottom? Of course not. That's why it's a bottom. That's why it's a bottom. Okay, Polkadot on a 4-hour chart. What do we got? We got a 9 bottom. We got everyone selling it at a prior low. Everybody's selling. Right? When literally they could turn this thing around, and you got support down here on a moving average at 6.8, which also happens to be, if I can draw it, so Polkadot running stops below 775, the prior high from June. So where is Polkadot? Let's start with that. Where is Polkadot? That's where Polkadot is. Okay? Massive transactional throughput, all kinds of blockchain connectivity, all kinds of Web3, but let's sell Polkadot at 7. I mean, you're going to tell your kids that you bought Polkadot below 10, and your kid's going to be like, oh, what a legend. He bought Polkadot below 10. Do you realize this? Polkadot is now basically back at the 2023 high. Like, what has changed in Polkadot? Nothing. Polkadot was here before FTX nuked. Nothing has changed. It's not a bull market. I mean, it is a bull market if you can buy a dip and make money. So why would we not try to do that? Well, Bill, because I wanted to just go up only. Okay, I do too. But normally that's not how this works. Normally that's just not how it works. Okay, DGen. Okay, so that's not terribly exciting. I don't like the fact that it stopped and then restarted on the downside. So just going to be honest about that. Okay, I don't like it on the 4-hour chart either. But there's a prior high, and it's pretty close to support, and it's unwound this entire rally. Are we not having SocialFi? We're not having that. I know this is not the only meme coin on Coinbase. That's why it mooned. That's the worst reason for it to moon. I think this belongs in like a long-term HODL portfolio, to be honest. Right? Because it's banging on all these prior highs from this huge base. So I understand this. The tactical look is not perfect. It's not pretty. But if the market turns around from these levels, it would be okay. But the market is on support or is very close to support. So we buy support, right? Is that what we do? I think that's what we do. I think, right? Now, I know if you're long or you didn't locate the trade properly, it sucks. I understand that. I totally get it. But no lettuce hands, no chicken. You can manage risk if you need to pay bills or something goes wrong and you just want to get out because you're stopped out. But don't get out because it looks ugly. That's not a good reason to get out. You get out, right? Okay. Okay, going to PowerPoint. Dollar index, 108. That's a big level. I really do not want to see, share screen. And if there's another question from Richard Barry, I didn't see it. Okay. Dollar index at 108. They're having their fun today. This should be it. We've tolerated this. It's affecting the market now. I get it. Now, let's talk about the dollar index long term. So the dollar index on a weekly chart, there is a DeMark 9 top here, here, and here. These are mathematical signals. Every big dollar rally over the last 3 years has ended with a 9 top on a weekly chart. Normally, after a signal like this, it can take 3 to 6 weeks for the dollar to actually top. This is no exception. With this one, we need to, we need to moon it to 108 because we need to moon it to 108. Does it ever trade good at a bottom? No. Does it ever look bad at a top? I mean, look at this green candle in the dollar. They're like, oh my God. It never looks bad at a top, and it never looks good at a bottom. Just as a reminder, the 9 top in 2017 in January, they had to ramp the dollar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, and then they had to grudgingly put it down before they smashed it. And it took Bitcoin a while to figure it out. Bitcoin really wasn't necessarily a macro asset until it went above 5,000. The dollar went down, 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 and then Bitcoin went up, 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 up all of a sudden. This is why I do not want to be short ETH. This is why. Because if you ever did get a dollar top, ETH would do this. It would just go bananas. And it would take everything else with it. It would take Doge. It would take Pepe. It would take anything that's accepted as money. Anything. If ETH went. But the dollar, this is where we are at the dollar. We are at the beginning. We're at the end of this wild patriotic rally. I mean, if Elon is going to finance a new government in England, does that not make a case for pound sterling? If Germany falls and England falls to the forces of freedom, somebody might buy the euro. They might. Somebody might buy the Canadian dollar too. I'm just saying. Plus, they owe $36 trillion over here, and it needs to go lower. Just based on economics. Just based on economics. That's all. And what happens to crypto when that happens? I mean, it's like indiscriminate. And we're like at the beginning, right? We're at the beginning. So if you don't get a dollar top, Bitcoin outperforms. If you do get a dollar top, it's going to be Ethereum and altcoins, and it's just going to be an absolute rampage because you have huge market cap money coins. You have XRP, you have Doge, you have ETH, and you have Solana. The day everybody wakes up and starts figuring out, stops talking about which one has the better meme coins and starts figuring out that that's large cap money that needs to catch up to Bitcoin. I mean, can you imagine what happens in this market? In research, you get paid for imagination. Bonds, horrible. The orange man wants the economy to grow. There's a lot of new government policies coming out. A lot of the macro heads are all grumpy and they want to sell bonds because, they like blow-ups. Okay. It's perfectly okay to try to be short this right up until Elon and Vivek come in. Right up until they come in. Right? If I was Elon and Vivek, I would walk into the President Goodfellow, and I would show him the news article about the hedge fund that's betting that government bonds are going to go down a lot. And if I was the orange man, you know what I would say? I would say cut spending until he squeezes out. Come back and tell me when he covers the shorts. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if this is going to get out of control because if the dollar gets out of control to the upside and bonds go down, which cause interest rates to go up, that's not good for crypto. Okay? That's it. Very simple, right? If crypto has a macro problem and a macro problem ends the party, frequently macro problems have ended parties in crypto, which is why I don't really want to buy speculative assets. Right now, I would strongly prefer to buy Chainlink on a dip or XRP as an example. Because if they do give you a macro event, they're going to give you unbelievable sale prices on all this stuff that's going to go up. That's going to do 100x over the next 10 years. I realize talking about the next 10 years in crypto is just crazy banana pants because we're all still in the mode where we've got to buy everything, dump it on everybody's head for it to go down 90%. We go on a really long vacation and then we come back. Well, the simple fact of the matter is if crypto has a down cycle, it'll be like equities in 2022. It'll be like 9 months. You'll have a 9-month bear market and then it'll stop and turn around and go straight up again. That's what crypto is going to be like over the next 10 years. Meanwhile, what happens in currencies and bonds affects crypto. The bond market, TLT, that's the bond ETF, is approaching its discount zone. So they're going to sell it. If they sell it, it'll give you a dip in crypto. If they give you a dip in crypto after listening to this show about lettuce and chicken, what should you do? Ethereum monthly, the battle at 3,900 rages. So frustrating. 6 months of fighting at this line. When they finally take this out, it's 5,000. 110 in Bitcoin, I found on a monthly chart, is an issue. So maybe it's a range between 100 and 110. Okay. I mean, what's everyone's prediction? It's a range. There's resistance. Sell the fact next year. It'll go to 200, but not now. Where are all the cowboys gone? Isn't that a song? Where have all the cowboys gone? They're not in crypto. They're not. They're all depressed. They're all upset. Meanwhile, should be out. Get the horses out. Get all the appropriate cowboy accessories out. Round up your boys and roll out. Roll out big. You know who's going to roll out big? Galaxy Digital, BlackRock, Michael Saylor, crypto hedge funds, Fidelity, Van Eck. Remember these guys? They're not going to stop. Van Eck 2 years ago at Consensus was buying Rihanna music NFTs because they thought Gen X was going to want NFT-like mutual fund products. Right? And we just got started on NFTs with Pudgy, but there's no cowboys anywhere. Cowboys are jeeting out of everything. You know what I'm saying? They hung up their hat and they're trying to make $1,000 every 2 days when there's life-changing money if you just get parked in this stuff and hodl. Solana pressuring at 212. Everybody's selling because of an unlock. Trust me. 3 years from now, you will be laughing at everybody who sold Solana because of a venture capital unlock at 212. You know who's going to buy the Solana unlock if Mike Novogratz and Cathie Wood don't get there first? Probably the crypto czar. He's like, oh, wow, you guys selling Solana? You guys have Solana to go? Oh, we'll take all that. You don't even have to do it on the blockchain. Just send it on over. Yeah, just send it over. No need to trade it on an exchange. Just send it over. Bitcoin ETF. Hey, look, the Bitcoin ETF might fill a gap at 58. Can you believe it? We talked about this. I was like, are they going to fill that gap? Looks like they want to try to fill the gap. Gee, I wonder who's going to be standing down there in the gap. Everybody. Literally everybody. And that's the market update. Randall says, government is Brokeback Mountain. Merry Christmas to you, Ocho Ocho. Happy holidays. Baby Whale is here. MMC John, Stormin Norman, the Raj. What's going on? Spartan number 146 is in the house. Best wishes to me and Toby. What's going on? Don't stop. Don't stop. Okay. So yes, we did talk about, I see, thoughts on Bitcoin outperforming on this idea of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Okay, that's an interesting question. Let's talk about that. Once upon a time, they issued the Bitcoin ETF when Bitcoin was at 48K. And the history of equity market products and futures markets products is that when these products were issued, this includes the Coinbase IPO, when these products hit the legacy market, it was a major top in crypto. For real, for real. So the Bitcoin futures contract in 2018 issued, market crashed. Coinbase IPO, right at the top, everything crashed. Kramer's like, I love this stock. It went to zero, right? Every time they issued these things, the market got nuked, right? But what did I tell members? What did I tell people in Patreon? When they came out with the Bitcoin ETF, this was not priced in. And every crypto head sold the fact. I was like, okay, that's it. They came out with the Bitcoin ETF. And then these guys come rampaging in. And the small crypto guys are like, oh my God, this is not priced in. Oh my God, where did all these dinosaurs come from? I'm standing out in the middle of the green field and I got it's like a brontosaurus parade, right? It's the wildebeests. Now, naturally, we're all going to sit around between now and then, and we're going to say, they're not going to do it. It's sell the fact. They can't do it. Powell doesn't want it. They can't do it. They can't do it. They can't do it. Let me explain something to you. The orange man just got himself a Goodfellas haircut. And he's, orange man's like, you know what? I'm used to everyone not liking me. And all of a sudden, everybody wants to be my friend. Sounds like orange man misses a little bit of controversy, So please continue to tell the orange man that he's not going to do it because it's not priced in. It isn't. 100K Bitcoin is pricing in us doing a strategic Bitcoin reserve, every US state and every government and every central bank following that. That's priced in. Are you kidding me? That's not priced in. So the orange man is going to take his hand off the Bible, drive over to the White House, and before he takes his wife to the ball, he's just going to sign something. He's like, okay, for everyone who thinks we're not going to do what we say we're going to do, because that's what the Bitcoin strategic reserve is in, right? Because everyone in crypto is like, okay, this is all done through the lens of my bags. So I only look at the Bitcoin strategic reserve when in fact, the strategic reserve is a part of a much larger plan to get out of $36 trillion in debt. So they may not price it in. They may not. They may not price it in. And when he signs it, what's going to happen? It's going to go to 200 like that day. Why do people think that can't happen? He did a DeFi project and everyone made fun of him. They're still fading the guy. I mean, until they stop fading the guy, okay, then you can think about, maybe we have to take profits. They continue to ignore this guy. They continue to ignore everything. I'm like doing the news. The Eagle King is like, bro, you're spending an hour a day on the news. Yeah, because no one is listening to the news. No one is listening. They are absolutely telling you. They are telling you. I'm just not going to stop saying it. Virtual. Okay, so with these things, this is what I think they do. So this is now at 2.5 billion. Okay, it's getting more and more robust, right? Just keep in mind that the way they do these things is they ram it, they bring it back all in the same candle, then they make it look terrible, then they ramp it. This means someone wants this. Now, in bull markets, they have all kinds of tricks. So the 38% retracement of the last up move is not holding, which means they could take it down to the 62% retracement. So if Richard Barry's right and it's all about Bitcoin, then you may get a shot at this. And I know this is really hard. Like the hardest part of bull markets is seeing if they will come to you. If there will be a correction that lasts more than 2 days, right? There hasn't been a correction in this that lasts more than a day. So I think what you have to do is you have to let it have a terrible day like today, and then DCA down to this 62% retracement level, just as an example. This thing went to $1 billion. I said it's too cheap. It went to $2 billion. I said it's too cheap. Now they may hit this thing. It's still too cheap. right? When you have these AI agent coins worth 1 billion and then you have a creative engine that creates it, I don't know, man. There's a couple other ones. I mean, I just, I don't know. Someone called me about this, right? There's another one of these protocols that's correcting that's worth 8 million. Lush, right? Headed for 62%. I mean, these coins are out there. Now, I don't know about the fundamentals of these coins, but there aren't that many on base. Daniel J. from New Jersey is here. Richard Barry, you're welcome. Crypto Chronic, 2025, you're going to blast off. Yeah, and that's, you know what? I realize that this offends some people, but you know what we don't hear enough about these days is the God candle, right? Remember, everyone was into this like 6 months ago. Everyone was like, oh, yeah, I can't wait for the God candle. People, do you realize, like, members, like people, it's like, we are podcasting. We are beating the table. We are providing lists. Some of this stuff is going down, to like levels where it's irresistible. Like, you got to get involved. Like, let me ask you something. What would happen if they sold this thing for a week and then at some point between now and New Year's, you had a God candle because the Orange Man or somebody came out and said something, or somebody, someone walks away, like the Fed's going away, all the critics are going away. What happens if somebody says something and they're like, yeah, that guy, Bill Noble, he says if we come out with something in a thin holiday market, that this thing will moon indiscriminately and everybody will be falling off the couch to go buy it. Okay, so someone asking for technicals on the McAfee project, right? 300 million, 400 million, 400 to 300,000 was support where that whole trade started from. So it has gone back to where it started from. The team, as I understanding it, is updating people. It was a coin that went all the way up and all the way down, as many meme coins do. The thing that's so funny about the world these days, okay, it's now at 138, and that's tax loss selling. People are extremely preoccupied with tax loss selling and not with the God candle in the large caps. Okay. So that's it for today. Again, please check out the member area. I will see you tomorrow.